Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, a couple of people commented they were unsure of how to set up their TIG welding machine. They wanted to make sure they were doing it properly, so I figured I would do a quick video on how to properly set up your TIG machine. So, most of the time you're going to be TIG welding on DC power, and it's most likely going to be either lift arc, scratch start, or high frequency if you're doing it at home. There are other ways to do it, but I'm going to show these two ways because these are the most common. So, first things first, you're either going to have a TIG torch where the connections look like that, or one where the connections look like this. This is the high frequency torch. It's like a push button start. It's a little bit different on the setup. I'll get into that after I show you the lift arcs, scratch start, etc. method. So when you're setting up your TIG machine, you want to remember DSEN. You're going to be setting it up in direct current electrode negative. That means your TIG torch is going to be on the negative side of your machine, and your ground clamp will be on your positive side. So I'll go ahead, I'll plug my TIG torch into the negative side. So if you can see, TIG torch negative, and this is my ground clamp lead, that's on the positive side. Next thing you're going to need is a bottle of argon. This is 100% argon, and you'll need a regulator and your TIG torch. They usually come with a gas hose. For the lift arc method, basically you will plug your lead from the TIG torch into the negative side of the machine, and then you will also have a gas hose coming out of your TIG torch as well. You want to get that onto a regulator and get it onto a bottle of argon. Now when you're threading these brass regulators in, you want to use a wrench that has no teeth. It's like a crescent wrench or pin wrench, because I love these things, but you really don't want to use channel locks or a pipe wrench or something like that, because it will just chew up your brass. So anyhow, after you do that, you then want to connect your power source to whatever you're using. Either it's going to be regular 120 volt power, or you'll be using the 220. Maybe it's your dryer outlet or a generator or something like that, but I'm not even going to plug it in. I'm just showing you guys how to set it up. So TIG torch on the negative side, ground clamp on the positive side, gas hose to your argon regulator into the argon bottle. Argon is going to be your shielding gas. Once you're snug there, turn your bottle on. This little knob on the TIG torch, you can turn that on, and then you want to come over here. You want to set your CFH to about 15, if you can see that. This little knob adjusts it. You want to be at about 15 for your shielding gas, and you can hear it coming out. And then I will turn it and it will stop. So once you're at 15 CFH and you're plugged into your power source and you've selected the correct settings on your machine, this particular machine has high frequency pulse, TIG lift, and stick. I don't have a pedal or a high frequency torch for this machine, so I use this machine on lift arc. But anyways, you just hit that button, and all the machines are different. Like I don't know what your settings are. Some might not have any other settings than scratch start, lift arc, etc. Once you've gotten this far, you've got your ground clamp over to your work area. For lift arc, what you're gonna want to do, turn your gas on, touch down to your workpiece, lift up, and your arc will start. And then it's just a matter of adjusting your heat, your amps, depending on whatever you are welding. Okay, that pretty much covers the lift arc. Let's get into the high frequency setup. Okay, so now I will show you how to set up for high frequency. This is my other machine that I have the high frequency torch for. It's a relatively similar process. It's a little bit different though. So, as I already told you, that your connections will be different on the end of your TIG torch. So this right here is going to be your gas hose, and this right here is also a gas hose. This right here is your electrical power connection for the torch to start. So we'll start with this. It will look something like this. It can look different. I have that orange Vulcan machine has a different power source connection. That's why this torch doesn't fit into that machine. So, you know, if you have the compatible torch for whatever machine you're using, it will fit right in there. So you just 2 holes, 2 nipples. Sorry for my sniffles. It's like 10 degrees out right now. Has been about less than 20 degrees for the past 3 days. It's kind of hard to use my hands. Fucking pain. And I'm trying to record it at the same time. Okay. So it will just kind of plug right in there and secure. Either it's a quick connect. This one has like a threaded union type of connection to hold it secure. And then it's no different. It's still DSEN. If you remember DSEN when you're setting up your TIG welding machine, you're going to be just fine. DSEN, direct current electrode negative. So this is my ground clamp, still on the positive side, even though it's high frequency. There's nothing different about that. What is different though is my TIG torch won't plug into my negative side at all with high frequency, but it's still DSEN. You plug in your power cable there, and then your gas hose, this time it's going to be on the front of the machine. Hold on, my mom's calling me, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. That was my mother. She asked me to pick up the food for a Christmas Eve party tonight that's happening, and she's all kinds of stressed out about it. Like I'm gonna forget, I think is what she thinks. I don't know, but I definitely did not. So, had to clear that up with her. I'm gonna go pick up the catering, Mom. I got it. No problem. Positive terminal, ground clamp. This is your power cable from your TIG torch. This is your gas hose into the front of the machine. Down to your TIG torch. Now the way this works is with the high frequency, right? You'll have another gas hose coming off the back of the machine. And that will go to your regulator and then into your bottle. So this is a different regulator. I just didn't feel like taking these hose clamps off and swapping it all around to be the same. This style regulator, actually, I would say it's better. This is like designed for argon only. The other one was like a argon CO2 mix and argon. I just personally like these, but I just didn't feel like putting this one on the other hose. So, but same thing. 15 CFH cubic feet an hour. And what it does is it sends the gas through the back of the machine. Gas goes through the machine, comes out the gas port on the front, and then comes out of your, pardon my tungsten on both these torches, guys. That is not a good representation of what your tungsten should look like. It should be very sharp. But with the high frequency torch, you start the arc by, you get close to your workpiece and you push a button like this or similar. And when you push that button, the gas will begin to flow from your bottle through the back of the machine, through the front, through this gas hose, and through your torch to be used as a shielding gas for your whatever you're working on. Let me plug this one in real quick and I'll show you guys. Okay, so I'm all plugged in. I'm just using a regular 120 outlet for simplicity. Come over to the back of your machine or wherever your power button is, you turn it on. I will turn my gas on. Oh, by the way, that's a better representation of what your tungsten should look like. I sharpened it while I was getting set up. Okay, so then you can grab your TIG torch, your high freq torch, come over, turn your gas on. You can hit that button to start the gas flowing, and then you can adjust to 15 CFH using this knob. Now, you are ready to start your welding, whatever you are welding on, working on, or whatever. I'm going to adjust my heat. Go like 60 amps. So, I'm on descend. Got my gas through the back, out the front, to my high frequency torch. I got my workpiece over here, cleaned up and grounded. You will just come over, get your TIG, your tungsten close to your workpiece, and then you will push this button or similar method. And remember, I said the settings on the machines are all different. This one has TIG and MMA, that's TIG and stick. So some are more complicated or seem more complicated than others, but they're all different. You just have to make sure you're on the right setting. Okay. One last thing I want to mention: when you're outside, you're TIG welding, the environment kind of tends to blow your gas away. So the 15 CFH is kind of just general rough rule of thumb reference kind of starting point. Oftentimes if I'm TIG welding outside, I have to go higher. So just, if it's not working, adjust it, 20, 25, whatever's working works. But 15 is basically it if you are inside, no wind, stuff like that. So that's what I was taught, so that's what I say, But yeah, it is adjustable like that. And as always, thank you for checking out my channel, and I hope that at least some of you will find this video helpful. And if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks.